Hi, so in this recording, I'm going to show you how I went from zero to $300 per day without lifting a finger. And I did this by purchasing a membership in a plan. I'm going to give you more details about what I actually did, but let's start with my story. So in March 2020, I was working as an entrepreneur. I've been a coach for over 5 years and I coach online, and that was tailoring off because I wanted to do something different. I've also been in property for years too. I started in property when I was about 20 years old. And so I've got a property portfolio which pays me handsomely. I was generating good income and all the properties were tenanted 95% of the time. So everything was good. And then in March 2020, the COVID struck. And the COVID struck across the world, not just in the UK where I'm living, where I'm based, but it was across the world. Now, for the first 4 or 5 months, I would say, things were normal. I didn't notice a difference in my income. I didn't notice a difference in business, online or offline. I didn't notice much of a difference. So what I was doing is I kept my head down, tried to avoid contact with any human beings that might have COVID, and I kept myself to myself. Now, the one thing you need to know is that most of my tenants were from the hospitality industry. And 3 months after March, I believe it was, the hospitality industry totally closed down. It totally closed down in the UK anyway. So those that were working in hotels, whether it's front of office or back office, they were let off. They were sent home to either wait until this COVID thing breezed over, or they were sent home to their respective countries. And after about 3 months, that affected me badly. What happened is most of my tenants left and went back home because they were from Europe. They were from France, Germany, Italy, Greece, and Portugal. My tenants were sent home. They left, they gave up their rentals in the properties, and they went home. Most of my properties were based in central London, and most of the big hotels, the big retail hotels, they also are based in central London. And so most of my tenants worked in central London, and I think 90% of all the hotels, 90% of restaurants, 90% of pubs and clubs, they all closed down. And what happened with me is I began to become affected. I had properties that I could not fill. The tenants just weren't there. They had gone home. And one of my properties had been vacant for over 4 months. No matter what I did, I changed the type of tenants I was looking for. I reduced the rent. I repaired and did maintenance so that my properties looked better than most properties being offered. But it didn't make a difference. And it was during this time that I stood back and I did some reflection. And I realized that I never wanted to be in this situation ever again. And so I was going to have to make a change. I was going to have to do something different because I didn't know how long this COVID situation was going to last. And I don't know if it was going to be repeated some time down the road. So I had to change the way I earned my money. I had to change the way I ran my businesses. So I stood back and I decided that I didn't ever want to go back to work for any other company or individual. I was far too long in the tooth to be going out looking for a job to pay my bills. And I didn't want to have to keep changing my career just because of the economic situation or because of an epidemic. So I made a drastic decision. I decided that I was going to create multiple streams of passive income. That was the only way I believed that I could survive, by creating multiple streams of passive income. If one income failed, I had the other 3 or 4 or 5 streams to rely on. And that's what I did. I made a list of all the different things that I could get involved in, that I was interested in, and most of them centered around being a private investor. So they included Forex trading, which I took on, and crypto trading, which I also took on. I also looked at shares and stocks. So in general, I looked at the trading industry because this, as far as I was concerned, was where I was going to be able to make a difference in my income in the future. I wouldn't have to spend hours and hours generating an income. And over time, hopefully, this is what I wanted, over time, the shares and the stocks would increase in value so that I would have a tidy sum of money. And also, I would develop my trading and crypto skill so that whenever I needed to generate some income, I would just pop online, open up the charts, and trade. So that was the goal. That was the decision. That was the solution. On D-Day, I purchased a couple of courses and set to work. Now, during this period, a friend of mine gave me a call, and he had said he found this marvelous platform. This platform allowed him to generate income passively. It was in the digital age, it was in the digital arena, and you had to be invited only. You couldn't find anything online and just sign up and Bob's your uncle. No, you had to be invited. And so he told me a bit about it. You had 2 choices. You could be a passive member, i.e., you just purchased your membership and you didn't have to do any other work. You just checked your account on a consistent and regular basis. You didn't have to trade. You didn't have to do anything. Or the second option is you could become an active member. This is where you took action to grow your membership exponentially faster. But when I first saw this, I first wanted to see how it went. So I decided I was going to be a passive member. I wasn't going to do anything. I was just going to sit there and watch it grow. Okay, so the minimum membership fee was $300. There are several areas. You could do the $300, you could do the $500, or you could do $1,000. Now, £250, which is what $300 is, wasn't too much of a risk for me. I was going to jump in because I needed to find something that would work. I wanted something passive, and I wanted something that was new age, because all the old stuff wasn't working for me anymore. So I decided to jump in. So I joined. I took out a $300 membership, and this was on the 7th of December 2020. And what I did after I purchased the membership, and it was a totally new arena for me, I had to open up a wallet, I had to learn about the crypto, and I had to purchase my membership, but that didn't take too long. That was actually quite easy. And what I do now is, on a regular basis, for 2 minutes every few days, I will check my account to monitor its progress. And then what I did is I set a goal. So my goal in December 2020 was to build up my pot. It was vitally important that I was able to build up my pot. And it was vitally important I was able to do this passively. So I set a goal. I needed to have a pot of $9,000 per month. I wanted to generate an income of $9,000 per month. And then when I achieved that goal, I was going to start withdrawing a monthly income for myself. And then once I withdraw the monthly income, I was still going to allow the pot to grow. I have some brilliant news. Today is the 22nd of May 2021, and tomorrow I hit my goal. Tomorrow I make sufficient daily income to equate to $9,000 per month. And I did that in 5-month period. I am so happy. I'm so ecstatic because not only am I going to maintain the growth of my pot, not only is it my goal to watch it continue to grow, but now I could withdraw a regular monthly income, and it'll probably be, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 a month. And then as the monthly income grows in general, I will also increase the amount of money that I withdraw for myself. Can you imagine? Within 5 months, I was able to go from zero to $300 a day, or $9,000 per month. And the beauty of it is I'm going to maintain the growth of this pot. So if you want to learn more about what I did to get to this place, please look in the description box. You will find there my contact information. For now, I'll probably insert my email, but at some point in the future, I'm going to also add in my WhatsApp number so that I could continue to communicate with people directly. Because my goal for this channel is to show you how you can generate an income from zero, or from almost zero. The minimum membership is $300. And I am going to go out of my way to show as many people as possible how to get out of the current economic situation we find ourselves. Now, let me tell you another story. I spoke to one of my tenants today because we're in May 2021, and he is in the hospitality industry, and he returned from Italy. And I asked him how was work, and he said yes, he's back at work, but because he was on furlough, he's allowed to go back to work. And although he's physically working, he is not getting any additional pay from his employers, because his employers are only working at 25% capacity in May, June, July, August. These are the busiest times of the year for this particular hotel, but they're still suffering. And he said that of the 600 members of staff that were there before the lockdown, there are only 200, and he is part of that 200. The hotel is not making any money. It cannot afford to pay him his full-time pay, and he is suffering. So I told him about this opportunity, and I'm going to see him tomorrow. But you don't have to be in the hospitality industry to take advantage of this. If you're a single mom, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are a charity, if you are a retired pensioner, if you just lost your job, if you're unemployed, it doesn't matter who you are. This will work for anybody, and it will work for everybody. So if you're interested in becoming a member and working with this on a passive basis, so you don't do any work, or if you're more interested in growing your pot faster and you want to be active, it doesn't matter which one. Just connect with me, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. That's the purpose of this channel. I'm going to show people how to go from zero to whatever they want in income within a very short period of time within the new digital currency industry. Okay, until the next time, thank you and goodbye.